name is Aiden McFarland. I'm a junior civil engineer here at MECO. I graduated in 2023 from Dalhousie University in the civil engineering department, specializing in structural engineering.
My name is Tyler Green. I graduated from the University of Prince Edward Island, Faculty of Sustainable Design Engineering in 2022. My specialty was in biomedical engineering, but I'm here as a junior civil engineer at MECO.
What was your first oh shit moment on the job?
I'll go. So we're working on my first project that I'm kind of doing a lot of work for. We're designing a labyrinth spillway, and it has limits on how wide it can be. And for the whole process, we were deciding on, okay, it's going to be about this size, which was shooting for about 15 meters long. And then I took over and did some software and calculations and that kind of thing. And then I'm reporting that it needs to be 50 meters long. And then everyone in the office is looking at me going, what do you mean it's 50 meters? Like, how are we gonna fit that in? Like, when did it become 50? And I was saying, I don't know, that's what the calculations say. And anyway, it goes back to 15. I've made some mistakes on that thing, but that was the first one, like, oh crap, like, I don't know what I'm doing. You're gonna have to ask someone else on that one, yeah. You guys take over, clearly I'm not on the right path.
That's a good one. But I mean, coming back to the last question, like when you did make that mistake, like they probably addressed it.
Yeah, it was more of like what I was using in the software and calculations were more like not correct. That needed to be fixed, and then made some other adjustments, some other areas to get that. But like working with a senior hydrologist here and getting that fixed, and then we get back to what should be normal and what you would expect and assume to be there, I think.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah, I can think of, like a couple instances where, my heart has dropped because I've realized that I've done something wrong. So I'd say the first dam safety review I did here, which would have been, just over a year ago, I had been reporting all of the elevations in a different datum than what was the most updated datum. So when I went in to do all of the dam inventory parameters, all of the elevations were offset. So then we did all of our analysis, all the calculations based on those elevations that I've reported in the inventory, not knowing they needed to be converted to an updated datum. So then we had to go back, redo all the calculations. It ended up not taking too much time, but I remember realizing that at the time, and I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna be a tough one. Tough one to bring up, but yeah, so that was a big one, and it ended up being fine. We just switched all the elevations, and it was no problem there. But definitely a heart in the stomach moment. And then I guess another one too was I was designing a support for a power pole that was being worked on just in the city there, and I had a counterweight on it, but I didn't even take in the fact that I had nothing to resist the pole from just completely snapping off from the load that was being applied on the wires that were attached to it. So I sent my design to the senior engineer, and he was confused about it. And then I was like, well, I think it'd be fine, like there's no issues. And then I realized, I was like, oh man, this is totally gonna snap off. And we were about to submit it. And luckily he caught it before we submitted it for design. And we fixed it, and we ended up being something that we've, like a contraption that we've used in future pole designs, I guess. But that was something where I sent it to him, we were about to submit it, and then he emails me right before we do, and he's like, oh yeah, like you realize it's gonna snap off, and I was like, oh man, like,
oh shit.
Yeah.